Welcome to another Howard's Coin Finds on Facebook, YouTube and eBay. I said Facebook first because I want people to go and look at the photos there. But if anyone goes and friends me on my Facebook or follows me, my messenger service for contacting me is muted on both my page and my profile. I've got tons of people I don't know and stuff send it stuff, so I've cut it, and I've got the people out there that know that have contacted me and I've talked to. I've got you there as being able to, but which is only I think 5 of you. But I've cut it no contact on Facebook. I'm just there to show you the photos on there. There's over 1900 for you to learn. I'm not a group, so I'm getting lots and lots, like as if I'm running a group, and I'm not. I just got them on there to help, not to get involved in everybody, because I've got so much to do. I couldn't answer everything, all the requests. So anyway, just to let everybody know, it's muted, except for 5 friends that I've already got, that I've talked to before. And that's all that's I've allowed them. That's it in the sentence. So sorry about that, but anybody wants to talk or ask or anything, come over to the YouTube. If this is if you were on Facebook, you'd have to listen to this, but come over to YouTube and do it through the comments. But I do have a Gmail for people that are serious, but it's not for sending photos for me to look at. I'm not doing any of that. I haven't got the time. So, yes. Anyway, that's what I've done. That's how it's going to be. 2022, looking for the snake eyes on here. And it gets a dot just there, the same as the crop circle on the 21. Well, keep it up on that one, because I was going to say be an error for sure. So you got your cud on the bottom of the chaplain's robe, the chip out of the die. You can get all these letters filled, die cracks over here, cuds on the hat, all over the face, everywhere, around the hair. There's one, there's another one, little ones all along the ridge, die chips on the edge of the design. Come down here, no. So die chips on the hair to field, and big die chip on the road. So chip out of the die on that one. Alrighty. So yeah, so anyway, just to explain, my Facebook I started up, that was to direct everybody over to YouTube. That was the focus of it, was to get people over to watch my videos, because they don't, well, I don't know what they've got on there. Oh, that's a 2010 that fell over. They get rotate 30 degrees out, 1 notch on the 2010s. Yeah, it was just to direct everybody to Facebook to watch my videos. That was why I did it. But I'm getting so much with message me now and anyway, just overload. And that, I'm not a group. If I wanted that, I'd start a group up. Even if I started a group up, I wouldn't be able to answer everybody, because there's too many in there. It basically I just started up somewhere for getting people here. That was all. Yeah, so yeah, I think a lot of people think I'm a question and answer department, and I'm not. I've got my own private life and stuff I do, and I'm not running a business to do that. I don't get paid in that. It takes up so many hours. If I did that, no job, I'd be homeless, man. So I'm doing it for free with all the videos, the photos, everything else, and everybody go and get your books and study and Google and research and use my videos and use my photos, but do it all together combined and learn your hobby. That's all I was just an addendum to everybody else's learning on coins. But it seems that a lot of people think I'm answering questions. I'm not. I'm just a guy that is showing you what I'm finding and what I know. That's it. That's all I am. And as I said before, people send things to me. I don't know if it's OCD, whatever. I can't. Once it's in the progress, it's very hard for me to say no then, you know what I mean? So I sort of try and get everybody not to do it first, because I feel bad if somebody does and I don't help them, but it can take hours sometimes. They wouldn't know unless I told them. But it can take me hours to look up stuff. I might not know it straight off, and I've got to do all that research for you. So that's why I don't really want it, because I know a lot of stuff isn't straightforward. And the photos, and they got to be clear. It's very hard to work off photos without something being in your hand. So anyway, I don't do it. I'm just show and tell. Show and tell. Yeah, I don't know what those big groups do on Facebook. They've got 20,000s and all that. The administrators, on some of them I just see 2 or 3. I mean, they can't be answering everybody's things, because I'm on there doing it for them. I've been on there helping everyone out and answering, their questions, because people don't answer them and the administrators don't answer them. So they're not helping. So they're just doing basically what I do on what I'm doing is just having somewhere for people to go, help each other. I don't know what info they're putting in, but I've got a lot of info on my profile and my page without being in a group. You don't even have to follow or friend, because I've got them open to the public. So, same as here. You can watch all you like. You don't have to subscribe. It'd be good if you did. But you can sit back and watch if you don't comment, and you can still watch them without being a subscriber. So subscription is definitely voluntary, because you can watch them either way. You just can't comment you just can't be in the chat with me, because it's subscribers only. But for comments and everything else, you don't even have to be a subscriber. But I ask everyone to subscribe and follow me on Facebook for looking at all the photos and that. And it builds me up anyway, if you get what I mean. But if you don't, well, what can I do? I'm still going to keep doing the videos. I'm still going to keep doing the lives, and you're still going to keep finding or learning some more stuff. But in appreciation, I would like it if you subscribe. That would be appreciation for me doing it. But again, it's all voluntary. And I keep doing it, knowing that very well. So I just keep doing it anyway. I've always said I've got to check these anyway. And so I just put the camera on and I involve you guys in it. But I don't have to. I could just do them on my own and do it quicker too. And I don't talk to myself when I'm doing it with nobody around or doing a live. Looking for a crop circle here, and you can get one under the beak and the dot. The crop circle turns into a full dot as it progresses, so you can get a crop circle, looks like a donut, and then the dot under the beak. And then you go down here, and just where that reed meets the 50, I think it's just there, you'll have a corresponding dot or donut there. It's a double dot, double donut, double crop circle. On that one. So anyway, no matter what happens, subscribers go up, they go down, thumbs up, thumbs down, watching, don't watch, it doesn't matter, because I'm going to keep doing this anyway. I'll keep doing it anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'm not chasing that. That just comes natural. Yeah, so anyway, I'll keep going. I'll do this. I'll explain as I go along. I'll do pictures and stuff and put them on YouTube, on Facebook. But some of them will do posts here. But Facebook's got 1,900 to 2,000 photos. I put on there somewhere there. And nearly 1,000 photos of first day envelopes, Australia and UK, 1970 up to 2002, I think. So there's tons of stamp photos too. You know, they're first day covers, but the stamps are on there if you just want to see what the stamps are. But, you know, if you're interested in just stamps, well, you can see what stamps are out for the years on them. What's that just there? That's a hit. Anyway, anything that doesn't look right or strange, investigate. So that knock, to me, from back here, I thought it was a cud. What's going on there? Yeah. Oh, g'day, Jobby. There you go, buddy. So anyhow, that's me. That's what I'm doing. I just want to help out by just showing the photos and the videos and everything else for what you know, your photos, and I just can't do them. They just, you know, I get pretty anyway, I just can't do them. But you'll learn from watching my lives, watching all the other videos I've done, all the other lives, all the shorts, close-ups. They're all there. And my lives continue, and all the photos on Facebook should help you with your books and your self-searching and investigating. And they all together, they should help you know, get your answer yourself. You should be able to get it yourself. If you do research on it, you'll get it yourself, for sure. No errors on that one, that's amazing. 2001. You can get the trail lines on there. I've got videos on it. I've got black all over me. I've been painting one of those Easter eggs again. I'll start off with black ink this time. This one there's trail lines here. If you look up my video on trail lines or Google trail lines, you'll see American coins with it, but they're raised like die cracks, but they're not die cracks, and they're just on the field, not in the design. And if I'm over cleaning or something, you have to look it up. There's a lot of, it's over cleaning or fluid on there, not oil or grease, but fluids are buried into the die in furrows, dead straight lines. And then it mints on here and it puts raised lines on there. I'll just have a quick look. I didn't want to talk about it because they can take a while. There's one there, that tiny one. There's another one just there, between those two. Yeah, just another extension there. So there are only a couple of tiny ones there. Look down here. Yeah, just a couple of tiny ones there. So it runs from there through to there. Just on the field, not in the design. They're raised. You can get them bigger than that, and you get lots of them. But no matter what, they're never past that 50. They're always that side of it, and they're always vertical, never horizontal. They can go off on an angle a little bit, but they're always vertical. You can get them from this rim to that rim. You can get them raised really thick, not quite as thick as that, but close. Down here, it's always thickest here, or on the field itself up here. But through here, you'll always get them, those thin lines, sometimes a little bit more raised. There's one. But they'll run parallel to each other. There can be tens of them or just one, big long one or thick one or short one. They're all over. So look them up anyway, trail lines. Then back to the other one is there's a die crack comes off the emu right out of there. I call it the whiz-in emu. I've only had one. I've got photos of it on Facebook, and I'm looking for that one because I've only ever found one. 43 million they minted the thing, so you know, you'd think you'd find another one after 20 years or so. That's not bad. 75, I got better. 22. Looking for that dot. No. Snake eyes, no. 80 double bar. No. 2006. Oh, yeah, so it's nice. What's the time? 9:26. Tuesday morning, April the 11th. I think we're 20 degrees in Melbourne today. I think so. Yeah, it is. Yesterday was freezing. It was pretty cold. 78. Try and find a good 78 and try and find a good 96. There's a challenge for you. Finding one of them almost uncirculated in here. I've been pointing out, they've just come to my attention only the last couple of weeks. I cannot find a decent 78. I pulled this one out yesterday. That's the best I've found in I don't know how long. They made 25 million of these. I can't find a better than that. And yet I pulled out this 69. No, that's 79. 79 I pulled out. Look at that 69, and I can't find a 78. The 69 is beautiful. Best one I found. Excellent condition. It's almost uncirculated. Oh, I put it extremely fine. But that's really good, you know. Anyway, I can't find a 78, and 96s, well, I've only pulled out two almost uncirculated in, I don't know, 3 years, 2 years. They're extra, and they're 19 million. They're just really bad metal. You got double bar variety on the 1980. The mint put those in there by mistake, and then they ground them out. So the mint put them in there. They were deliberately in there by whoever the master minter was at the time, the die maker, and it wasn't supposed to be in there. So 79 and 80 they did it, and I just gave her the 80s because they already knew in 79 and learnt their lesson, but they forgot to probably do a couple of these that were sitting around because they never change. So they ordered these in 79 obviously because they weren't on the 78, and they probably ordered in a batch of them, you know, might last them 5 years, I don't know, because they never changed that back. And so the 80s have got them because I reckon these are 79s, the year they were made. They forgot to grind it out of a couple that were sitting around, or one, and they minted out the 80s. Because otherwise somebody didn't get their memo that that wasn't supposed to be in there. So I gather that it's got to be the 79 dies, and there was one or two that they forgot to grind that those double bars out of it. The kangaroo's all worn away up there. No whiz in. Emu. That one looks a little bit better to look at, but can't see any there. Maybe that, no, it's a scratch. Anyway, I'm not worried about them. I've got a few of them. These just keep turning up. Look, another chaplain's robe with a cud. A little dirty to check. Should zoom it up so I can see it too, eh? There's just a little bit dirt there. I can go on with the Yodas. Yeah, so just that one. Yeah. But yeah, prolific. They stopped minting them halfway through the year because they were so bad. They're the worst coin that we have. of any coins, pre-decimal and decimal. They've got the most errors on them. I think I've got 36 combinations of those that can happen. I think it's about 19, I don't know if it was on 19 or 22 errors to be found on it, on that 2005, in 36 different combinations. That's the most of any pre-decimal, decimal. And I did all pre-decimal, did that for, still doing. And that was from early 90s, I've been with the pre-decimal. And yeah, nothing comes close to that. It's the worst coin we got. And the proof in the pudding was they stopped it halfway through the year, 20 million, and I'm pretty sure I've read somewhere they was going to do 34 million of them. So, yeah, I don't know if they've stopped production before on any of the coins they mint the RAM. You get little die cracks off the end of that flag there and there to the edge. You can get fat letters here, they call it. It's just die wear, because that is nearly flat. And after pounding that, those letters will come down level, nearly level with that field. And as they wear down, they get wider and wider because it's wearing. Until they're nearly touching each other, some of them I've had. They've worn down so flat, they've nearly become the field. So yeah. And you can get the incuse flag on this, crosses, and that way and that way. Incused is like that star, dipped in, cut in. And they're the one to look for, that variety. Incused flag. They got the star's bigger as well, and it's smooth inside, but you don't need to worry. If you've got an incused flag, doesn't matter about that star. It's going to be what it is. Yeah, not bad, Nick, for that. 20 million on there. Pretty sure it was. Alrighty. 2010. I want to rotate one, but no. It's a bit horrid. Oh, there's two in a row there. Oh, I've had three in here. Where's the incuse? You see the U starting to get it. See how it's thicker. There's the line. You can see it's starting to wear on the inside there. Getting a bit fatter. But just that one. But they always start around on that. That's the first one that always goes, is that on the U. That leg on the U is the one I find is always goes first before the others. So that was the weakest spot in the fat letters. It's this one first. That one can nearly reach and meet that I. They all can. I've had them so flat they're nearly all touching, and it's usually from that L through to the M. Predominantly here. And especially with that first leg on the U, it always starts on that one. Now that's not in queue, so I'm not interested. And the fat letters, I'm not interested. I've had so many. I had them uncirculated in that. Because I was been around when they were out, and I used to sell them. I probably still got the records for the sales of them. And I sold tons of them, and the 2001s, these, with doubling, all the letters doubled, and the date, or die wear. And the same thing, that basically is fat letters, but those ones, because they're so flat and close, they spread out and nearly touch each other. With this one, they just spread out into the field as they're wearing. And you can get that R filled on them. And the thing is, on the 2001, the 20-cent piece does the same thing. So look, make sure you look on the 20 cents is on the federations. 83, you get shadow bars. Had one yesterday, it was halfway there. 22. Dot. I haven't found one. Snapper sent it to me, and it's the only one I got with that dot there on the 22. I got the snake eyes. Wisey sent me one snake eyes, and then I found one. Plus I got blind snake. It's got one eye and the other one's closed. And I had variations of that prior to it with the just little dot cuds where it was starting up. But when it gets to the point of the snake eyes, you've got a diamond eye cud this side and on that side, just there and there, with the space in between. And they're nearly symmetrical with each other. It's pretty good. But that would be the snake eyes at that point of the error. After it, it might get worse than who knows, or even they might have found it and taken it out. But prior to it, it builds up the dots, then little card, and then a die crack and a bigger card, bigger die crack, bigger card, and then into a big card for the snake eyes. And after that, I don't know. 16, get a variety of these. I had one only. I sold it. It's gone. But they use proof die for sure. They use the proof die. It's not. They use the proof die on the obverse and the reverse. They pumped out a couple of them. Who knows how many, but they did. Because when I checked the thickness and how fat they were, and the design just pops. I mean, all that hair's cut out properly on a proof. The proof is 3 times this in depth and bringing out the design, and it just popped and turned it over. The other side did, and the thing I noticed was that this looked thicker and further away from the edge, and the T was about 1/3 thicker. And when I looked through the 2016s, the only one I could find to match was the 2016 proof. So it was a proofed coin, and the mint does. They do use the proof coins to mint out some coins. They're not idiots. They cost a bit of money. And they might have had one they hadn't even used, and they destroy the proof dies after they make proofs. So you're not going to chuck money out when there's no law against them using the proofs to mint the coin on a standard linished planchet. They could doctor it inside as well to take out the etching that they did for the proof and make it, they could have polished it in there so it's smooth, so you don't get any frosting, but everything else the same. And anyway, it matched up perfect with the proof for 2016, and I only had one. I only found one, and like I said, I've got the pictures of it on Facebook, and I've got the video of it on here of me finding it for anybody for reference to see what it looks like. Alright, so that's all the 50s, and well, double bar 1980, double bar variety, and 2 commoners. They're just so common, and they're not worth anything to sell, because you just find them yourself. And one of them had the cuds on the hair as well on here. So that was it, just 3 out of 40 bucks. But that's the continuation of the coins that I'd got on Thursday. Oh yeah, because my live cut out yesterday at the end of, just as I was going through the coins I had, because the last pinster come on, he was saying, "Oh, can you go through the coins?" And I was, and it just said, "Your live's gone," and it just cut me off. On the computer I could still type text, but on the camera here and the live stream, it cut me off. That was it, finished. So that's what we got. So I'll show you these. All these 50 cents will be a total of $240.50 that I checked. So out of the 240, this is what I got. So that's what I got out of the 240, and this is what I was saying yesterday. Anyway, 2001 South Australia, beautiful. Then we got the cut area, and the other one's got the hair cut on it as well. And then we got a double bar 79 there. And then we got a double bar 1980 for a pair. But that's a nice 79. They're very hard to find in good condition. 24 mil versus 38 mil. That's why these are, you know, you'll find 10, 12 of these, maybe more, every one of these 79 double bar. But that's a set, but I wouldn't put them together because that one's better than that one. That's the average for them. That's what you expect now anyway for the year that they are. So pulling out something like that is pretty good. Not very often. So that's a pair of 79s. 78, just in case, because I don't have one. I'm going to keep that till I keep upgrading it, till I get a better one. That was a 79, same thing, it's not a double bar, but I'm going to do 69 to 79 without the 77 and cook in there. Just coat of arms, and try and get a set of almost uncirculated if I can, or extremely fine plus as a set, and then I'm going to give them away. I'm doing a collection for somebody, and that's going to be the 69 in there so far. Beautiful, absolutely stunning, couldn't believe it. But I got 71s like that, I got 72, I got 73, I got 74, I got 75, I got 76, but I don't have a 78, and I don't have a 79. But all the others, now with that 69, that completes for having them all in that extremely fine, almost uncirculated, top-notch coins. So that's going to be real soon. As soon as I find a good 78, 79 I'm happy with, right, we'll do a giveaway. And then I got a Marlow, beautiful, 1.4 million. No error on it. You can get the error on this. It's on the flag. Check the flag. And the sun in the center, you can get on it. Little chip in there. So check them. 1.4 mil. Beautiful. I've found a couple of them lately. So happy with that. And then the 1 million club, 2019 IRB. Beautiful. That's the second one in 2 lots of noodles I've done. Not the last 2 videos, because they're the start of these 50 cents that I did the 240. And they were the start of the $1, which I had 780. And I've still got 160 bucks here to check. Yeah. No, I've got 100. No, I've got $220 to check of $1. So anyhow, that's the 50 cents is all up over 3 days that I did, just casually did them. And I had tons more. Of course, there was more error coins, and if you look at yesterday's live with the noodle I did, 50 cents and dollars, you'll see I had quite a few more. But as I do at the end of everything, I pick out and toss out and only keep exactly what I think is worth keeping. So I'll do that right now. So I've already culled them, so I'm culling them again, but that's all the culling I'll be doing. All of these are staying. So for me, in reality, I got eight coins out of what was it? Out of 480. So 10%, 48, 5%, 24. Well, 2.5, 12. I'm down to about 1.5%. Now normally it's 3 to 5% of whatever you've got. That's what you should get, is knowing that you've done really well. Over that, of course, you've done you've done well, I should say. Over that, you've done, starting to be doing a lot better. If you get more than 5%, you're doing really good. You're starting to do really good. But that's just the coins that I'm picking out that are basically going to be money coins. And in this case, I've got 2 because they're maybes. So it'd be even less again. But I should have had about 24, 15 to 24 50 cents, and I think I did, and I've culled out probably about 10 or 15. So in reality, I did have that percentage in there, but I've gone further because I know none of them, I don't want any of them. But for someone else, they would have been right in the range of the 3-5%, the 5 and plus percent if you kept all the ones that I had taken out. And then if you had taken even more out, because there was ones in there that you like, you're going to be up in the 10 and 15%, and that's real good. But on the average right over, 3 to 5% of what you check is what you should have, as in, you know, low mint, variety, error, a collectible, but not necessarily the ones you want. If it's then all the ones that you want, they could go up to 10 or 15% because you might take out every coin, you know. Anyway, that's my point on that. So that's the 50 cents. And now I've got the dollars. So yeah, 8.50 cents. But yeah, pretty happy with the Marbo, the South Australia, the 69, the 2019. Yep, real happy with that. 78, not that happy, it's not that crash. 79, not that happy, it's not that crash, but you know, I'll keep them because I need to upgrade them. I know I can get a better 79 just plain, not double bar. Should be able to. And then double bar 79 and 80. Truth is, I've got so many 80s, it's not funny. So we'll cull that down again. So these ones are all, yeah, okay, you know, I need them. So let's say I got 4 coins out of 240 bucks. They're all money coins. So that's what I kept. They're the only ones in there that are worth any money, is them. And they're worth keeping. They're low mint. And yeah, God knows what that's worth. You've got to buy a mint set to get a bit better than that. You know, it's so close. You seriously have to be so lucky to find one better than that in here. And it's, if it was, it wouldn't be much. It wouldn't be much. And so the next step is a mint set to get that. So you can see that working on that, that's a good value coin. And that's going into that set I'm going to give away. Then you've got the Million Club, 1.4 mil and 2.3. And everybody loves their federations. They used to be a $5, $6 coin, that one. Same as him. And same as that one. All right. That's 50 cents. So I'm down to Reality 4, but I'm taking them because it's a nice 79 double bar. They're not really selling in that. I've got quite a few now, but I can't resist taking the nice 79 double bar because they're not that easy to find. Even though you might not think it is, but it's got all the brown lines through there, all the glacier lines, so it's all dirt. So this will get lamination peel at some stage in its life. That's all the impurities in there. They'll break down, break away. This top skin has only fresh air to hold on to, and it can't hold on to fresh air, so it peels because it's not connected to the metal underneath it. Remember that it's got dirt in it. That goes, the top becomes separated to the metal underneath, and it splits and opens up and peels. And whichever way they're running, they're always running parallel, all the same. But yeah, I just call them glacier lines because they look like the glaciers where you got your dirt and then clean and dirt. And you'll see them on most coins, 98 and down. Yeah, so, well, most years, you know, most coins anyway, all the denominations. Except 5 cents, I don't think they do so much, you know. Yep, anyway, I'm thinking like I'm going, but I've got all these dollars to check. What are we on? 38, yeah. So that's the 50 cents. I shouldn't have put them 3 on top of that. That's me good 69. And so the dollars, I've got 220, and so far I've checked. Well, I've checked 360, and that's all I've kept. Is 4 coins. Let me check. 80. 240, 320. Must have checked. 320 or 360, something like that, and that's all I've kept is 4 coins. The 2015 Anzac. Again, I culled them right down to just the coins that are worth anything. 2015 Anzac, not worth anything to me, no. But it goes with the set, and it is the lowest min at 1.4 million. Even though it's that low, I had sets of them. People don't even want to buy them. I don't know. So I'm just looking at what's sellable and what you can sell on eBay, what's worth money for keeping in the future, you know, all that. This one's error coin. It's not a rotate, it's a large head on the 1999 International Year of Older Persons, and it's got all the cuds on there, makes it look like a cog on the flame. The die is chipped on the design edge and filled in those chips, little cuds on it. And this is the large head. So this is, say, I don't know, 0.6 top of the T to the inner rim, and the small head, the standard head, is about 0.7 or 0.8. Very hard to tell the difference. But I'm getting like 20, 30 of these to every small head. All right, so the standard head is the one to find, same as on the $2, the large head, dime a dozen. The small head is the one to find on the 99, and it turns out that the small head is the one to find on the 99 $1 as well. So the $1 and $2, you want the standard small head is the hardest to find on both of them. And to distinguish between as well, they're really hard to tell. But that's the large head. You can get those errors on the large and small head. I've got a small head there with the errors on there, so they had problems in both dies. And then these two are rotated 30 degrees. You can get those errors on these two, on the rotates, you can get them in there as well. But the rotates are only on the large heads. Large heads, large head coins. So large head again, right up close. And it's out 30 degrees, both of them. So I've got two more rotates, and that, oh, it is rotated. I got to hold it right. I spin it wrong in my hand. Yeah. Oh, there. Anyway, they're all 30 degrees. Go from there to 1 o'clock. So that's another 2, so that makes about 34 or something of them I've got now. Rotate 1999. Keep every one of them. Every one of them. They're the first 2 I found in the last 3 weeks now or so, 4 weeks. And up before that, I was picking up some. I was getting 3 and 4 in one noodle. And they're just starting to dry up as I've been pushing it on here for everybody that they check them and keep them. I've been telling people on Facebook, so and maybe people have spread it around, and hopefully it picks up, and everybody starts taking out all these 99 rotates. Yeah, definitely. They've been under the radar, and they're all waiting in there to find. No mintage figure. Yeah, so anyway, that's what I've got so far out of, I've got 160 here. Yeah. So 380 I must have looked through. I had to set them out yesterday, but I kept going because I kept talking, so I kept going and opened them more than I actually said I was going to do. But I've got track of it now. But yeah, yesterday was 140 of 50s and 240 of $1 coins I did yesterday. So I only kept those 4. And really, that was only 2 anyway I kept yesterday. I think it was those 2 rotates I found, because the other 2 were from the day before when I did the first lot, which was $80 of dollars and $60 of 50 cents. So I think that was Friday. And so that I got 2 from that, 2 from $80, and I got 2 from $240, and now I've got 160 to check here. So yeah, that's quite a few, and I've only kept 4. But again, whatever you're looking for out there, and you might take that one, and then you might take that one. So my figures that I say the 3-5% ain't going to count for you, because if you're taking them all out because they look nice or you like those ones, that's not what my percentage figures are all about. It's not about the like ones. It's about ones that are low mint, collectibles, worth money, need haves, That's errors and varieties. That's what I'm pulling out. But some people might want them all and just find and collect all of them, every one they find. Well, their percentage is going to be, you can't do a percentage because you're taking everything. There's a 14. I'll keep that one and go with that 15, just in case we get a set. Get this one rotated. You can get thin and thick, thin and narrow and broad numbers, 1901. And you're supposedly to get a large head obverse variety on this as well. But there's definitely the reverse has got a variety. But I'm yet to see here, photo. I don't believe they exist. 2021, donation dollar. 2020 was our first year of having one. First time in the world that there was a specific dollar for donating, and our first colour circulating coin. That's kept pretty good. 2021, they didn't release these till 2022, July, 1 year out. And these are 5 million. They made 12.5 million of the 2020s. And if they make the 2022, because they said they were going to do 3 years, 25 million, that would make the 2022 7.5 million. So these are the lowest mint. But anyway, they released these a year out. So I don't know. I gather the other one's still going to be coming out. To everyone's surprise, that there might still be a third, a last one of the Queen, not dated 23, but 22 of this one, released this year, because they were a year out with that. I think COVID put everything right out. So they came through with that because nobody knew what they were doing. They came through a year out when everyone thought they weren't going to do them, they'd finish it off, and they did. So they obviously minted them in 2021, but didn't release them to 22. Anyway, we're waiting to see if that next one's going to come out. If it does, it'll be this year, and if they stay with being a year out, it'll be July, somewhere around there. So keep your eye open for the 2022 donation dollar. You can get 3 different reverses on this, 3 different ones. That's all. Everything else, don't worry. Just the ones. There's 2 thick and 1 thin one. Different tops, different feet. Get as many as you can, put them together, and start getting your loop out or mag, whatever you got, and getting right down nitty gritty and looking at the studying every inch and quarter, or every centimetre, or no, every millimetre on the tops and the bottom of the feet, and going across to the next coin, you know, back and forwards, and matching, seeing what the tiny differences are, and work out which ones are the varieties. So they're all varieties of each other, because the mint hasn't told us which one is the standard, the thin or a thick one. We don't know. So like the 2003, the mint didn't know which one of those women's suffrage coins they minted first, the small or large design. It means they're a variety of each other. You can't say, oh, this is the variety, but they're both varieties, because we don't know which one is the base one. So varieties of each other. That makes sense, but that's what I come up with. And that's the same anyway. Oh, look, that would have been nice if it was a mule. They're few and far in between. Been a while since I found one. I'm not looking for really anything major on these, as in anything. I'm looking for just a few low mint and coins, error coins. Well, there's a women's suffrage. That's the small design. It's got longer prong at the first trident prong, and the gap at the bottom matches the gap in the center. So that's the small design, and then you get the large. I've got it about 3 to 4 large design to every small. And I had them yesterday, I said I culled them. If you have a look, I found all them and showed, I had 2 sets I found. It's getting them in top nick, that's the trick. You'll find them. In this condition is what you've got to try and find. That's pretty hard. So there's 2 of them, 10 million, and they don't know which one they minted first, so they're a variety of each other as well. They were the only ones out for the year. They didn't have a mob of rules for that year. Yeah, I'm not fussed about rabbit ears or anything. Like, I've just seen them all. I've been there, done that. And I had them all on eBay up recently, all the errors not intended for circulations, rabbit ears, everything. They were on there 6 months, 9 months, not one sale, not one. And they were like $5 and $6 though, not one. So that was telling me that it's dropped right off. Either people aren't interested in errors or varieties anymore, which has happened through the history of coins, or they're finding them themselves. Actually, well, that's the best thing to do. That's why I'm showing you, is don't buy them. Even though something, don't buy them, find them. It's face value then. And you can spend them and you don't have to worry about a loss. If you need to take them down the bank and spend them, you're short on cash. But if you buy them, then yeah, it's a real hassle if you need them and you see their money that you can use, but then you think of how much it costs you to buy that. Yeah, that's not good because it's a loss. That can add stress as well. But if you find them and it's face value, you don't have to worry about nothing. You're never going to lose anything. They'll be 100% when you take it down and spend it. So always try and find them, because that's the best way for you to be able to cash them in when you need to, with not worrying about them being errors or whatever, disregarding all that and just seeing them as money. And the fact is, there's no loss coming to you. Only you'll be happy as a pig in poo that you've even got them, because you can actually go and you'll be surprised how much you'd have there when you start counting them up and you need the cash. That really makes you smile, makes you happy, I'll tell you now, because you don't realise. You have hundreds of dollars there all of a sudden, and it's breath of air that you did it. So it's a piggy bank, savings, a hobby, investment, it's everything all in one. But the good thing about finding them is you can spend them if you have to. And I did that before Christmas, about $3 worth. I needed money, and I just took them down and put them in the bank. I put over $2,000 worth of coloured $2 coins in. Everything. I thought if I had showed everyone, he would have cried, I swear. But I had no choice. When you need cash and it's face value and it's sitting there, I don't even worry about it, because that's a larger. Because as I say, what's not in there today will be in there tomorrow, and whatever I put in the bank, funny enough, I'll find it again. Well, it's not funny enough, it's because it is pretty repetitive. So I'm not fussed about putting coins in. I wouldn't put a mule in, or a rotate, or a millennium, or none of those. I'd never put them in. I'm not an idiot. But all the others that they go in, errors and varieties, they go in. And I'll find them again, as I have. I've stacked them all up again. It happens every time I've done it. I've done it many times over 20 years, and I just find them again. So they're all there. That's why I say anything you want is in there, because I know I've put them all in, and then I found them all again. I've put them all in, and I found them all again. I put them all in, found them all again. It's just like Groundhog Day. 2022, gash number 3, Tassie Devil. I love that coin. A to Z. 26 coins, 27 with the coloured X Crux coin to collect. That's the special coin for the year, for that year. So gash 1, 2 and 3. 1 had a privy mark on the A, it was a letter. 2 was the G for Great Barrier Reef. That was a coloured coin. It had coloured clownfish, and it had the coral, and it was a little bit different design to the standard G in that set. And then number 3 was the X for the Crux star system, Crux coin from the Southern Cross. And that was a colour one. No mintage figures on that one, but the first year was 523, gash 2 was 463, and no mintage figure on that number 3 yet. Well, there's a 2016, so I got the 2015, 2014 and 2016. Is there a roll? Let's keep him. That's all right, that's 3. 17 and 18 for a set. Oh, well, there's a mule too. I keep pointing out to everybody. There is one you can find readily available. That one, 5.7 million. That's a 2006 reverse being put on there. And the 2005, which should have been the Dancing Man for the whole year. It's not there. So the Dancing Man should have been there for the whole year. And somebody accidentally put the 2006 die, reverse die in there. and go over the Mobberoo. So Mint found it, and they keep minting them out, and they did 5.7, knowing it's a mule, but they did it so there wasn't any hysteria like the 2000 mule. They didn't want everybody, well, getting all hysterical over trying to find the coin and selling it for mega dollars. So anyway, that's a mule, and that's one for you to find. Find in top condition is the thing, as with them. But that one, you know, it's 5.7 mil. Might take you a little bit of digging, but you should find one in almost uncirculated or somewhere in their condition. Oh, look at that. Unbelievable. 2018. We're on fire. Mini-me's on fire. Right? So that gives me 4 so far. So I got the 18, 16, 15, 14, 22 mil, 1.4 mil, 2.1 mil, and 2 mil. So I need the 2017, and that's a 4 set. They're 1.9 mil, 2017. So that's all right, and that's still with all that one lot that I got. So what was I get? $540 of ones. By the time I finished these rolls, is what I did all up for these coins. So these are all from my little bank as well, my lucky little bank. And let's hope it gives me a mule. Oh, let me just check my settings here for a sec. Yeah. I wouldn't mind a changeover. That's another one you wouldn't put in either. If you were turning down banks, a changeover. Not many though. Wouldn't take that you wouldn't take down. That's a small head, pretty sure. I'll look on the Z. Yep, it is. So that's a small head that I just pulled up there. You can see the distance. This is the large, that's the small. There's only 0.1 of a difference between them. I was gonna, the T is what I normally go, but oh no, I can't. I thought it was all dirty there. So I do the T or the Z is what I find the best one for checking. And yep, that bottom one is your small, and that's your large. Look at the difference. All right, this is what you're looking for. This absolute minor difference. It is so, you know, and the IRB at the bottom stays the same. They're all spaced on the small and the large. No difference. So don't worry about looking at your IRB. It's one of the few ones that the IRB doesn't define the large head. What defines it on this, the same as the $2, is just the design is bigger, and it's the gap from the top to the inner rim. And the $2 the same thing, 0.1 difference. All right, so you've seen it here. So now you know what to look for. That minor difference. It's so minor. Yeah, we'll keep those two. Did I check for that? Oh, sorry, errors on the back. That's one with errors, yeah. Yeah, so that, I'll keep that there and see if we get another small head. So anyway, there's small heads to find. There's a 2000. Holy moly, wouldn't have been bad, Nick, for a mule. It's got a few things there. Still, $300 coin, easy. It was. You get die crack just between the wing and the inner rim. I've got about 7 of them since Gary McEwen told me, I'm pretty sure it was. And I found 7 of them so far. But I see a lot of them on eBay, so they're not a money coin at all. But if you want one and collect them, yeah, and they start off thin as a die crack, and it gets wider and wider in between that little tiny space between the wing and the rim, and it turns into basically a cud then, a bigger die crack, if you want, a chip. It chips out to a bigger blob. So you got variations of it. If you collect, if you want to do progressive error, you could do it on that wing. Because I've got one that's just, just a thin die crack, very thin, and I've got one that's like maybe 20 times as thick. It turns into a flat cud. So you can do progression error on it, and they're good fun to do. I said yesterday, they're jigsaw puzzle. Find them all in the order of when it first started off, the error, progressed up to and through. So you can't find any more, either way, front and back. Yeah, and that can take years. Keep you busy for a few years. 99. Oh, that one's rotated. Pretty sure. No, it's not. That was just me. That might be another small, believe it or not. They're so hard to tell. Those two look about the same. Yep, they're both the same. So that's 2 small heads. All right. No rotates on the small heads. So if it's not rotated, then check it for small head. If it's rotated, you can check it, but it's going to be a large head. All the ones have got all large head, which would be expected. They're only going to be somebody put it in 30 degrees out. I don't think they're going to do it again on a different design die and another die going in. I don't think so. I think it'd be one die only, so I wouldn't expect it to be on the small die, on the small head, only the large head, as I've found. It'd be coincidental if it was both, because somebody hadn't tightened it up again, whatever, not tightened it up again. They tightened it, it's all in, they've just put it out 30 degrees, the same as the 2010, 50 cent, 30 degrees out. So anyway, large will have the rotate and the cud errors on the flame. Standard will have no rotate and the cuds on the flame. And you can get the rotate with the cuds on the flame and no rotate large head with the cuds on the flame. So large head, rotated or not, you can get the cuds, and you can get them on the small as well, on that flame area. The flaming cuds that look like a cog look really cool. But yes, they're very hard to distinguish. Drive me nuts sometimes trying to tell the difference between the small and large head. That's what the 2005 mule. So there it is there. That's what it should have been for the whole year. And then I had a 2006 there, just by chance. Somebody went and got, there you see it, like to get the props right. I thought I saw one, yeah, there it is. So this is 2006, and then somebody's put that reverse there instead of that one for the 2005. So 2005 should have been that one for the year, but somebody went and got that coin's reverse and turned it into that for the year, which it became that one, which is the mule. There's a mule between that one and that one, 2005 and 6. Yeah, so that's what that's made up from. I don't need them anyway. I've shown you now, I don't need it. Rotate, large head, always check it, but all spaced IRB on that for the large head. But you get cuds on the head on this, and you can get die cracks coming off his shoe here that look like sparks. One tiny one going up and going back to the rim, but you're only going to find it on uncirculated. That's what I bought rolls of them uncirculated and found that quite a few in there, but they're very low light, long but very low light die crack, not shallow, and so they would just wear off. But if you buy rolls and open them, check them for those die cracks on the bottom of the heel here off this one. Yeah, check them for that. They sold. They were money coins because they're uncirculated too, but you can see them real nice coming off and off. But you can get hat cut and you can get all that design in there missing as well. But you'd need to have an uncirculated coin with that missing to see that it's actually die fill, not just worn. I wouldn't buy a worn coin and somebody telling you that's missing, because look, that design on the jacket. Can't see it very good, see? So you want it uncirculated with that missing, and then yeah, it's a true die fill error that was on them. There's another one of them. Look out for the 3 ones on there. Just like I said, get as many as you can together and check all the ones for thickness, top shape, and serifs down the bottom, or their feet, if you want to call them there. The spurs, as I used to call them, that bit very end is called a spur. Yeah, check them. 3 different ones. 88, check them. Die fill on the beads here, die fill on the beads here, die fill on the beads here, and cuds on these beads here. Those 3 there. Well, still going. I've got 4 rolls to go. What am I on? Hour. That's cool. Everyone must be busy. There's no one in the chat who's just jobby. That's all right, because I'm talking to myself and I don't have to look left, and so that means I can work faster. Down there. Well, that's a nice 2001. Wow, what a pity. You know, that would have been $100 coin, that one, if it was rotated. It's just getting that rim cut on there. If you get rim cuts on these, the chances of it being a rotate is 0. I'm pretty sure the rotates don't have any errors on them. But anyhow, that's a really nice Federation coin to go with your 20 cents and your 50 cent coins to make a full set of 20 coins, 9 20s, 10 50s. The 10th 50 cent piece is the special coat of arms for the year. And this $1, and that's the broad die on the back there, the broad 1901 rim cut. So the gutter on the die, the edge guttering on the die, where this pushes up to and creates the rest of this rim. So it actually covers it completely over when it does it. And the die goes here, and when you get these, the die has chipped on the edge. So the very edge of the guttering inside there is chipped, and it's filled it up. But yeah, that's a nice one. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about 7 mil, 8 mil long, and real nice condition. But yeah, if that had been a rotate, that'd have been oh yeah, easy $100, if not more. If not more. Judging on that, yeah, probably more than that. Might even get up to 250 for that if it was a rotated in that condition. I'll keep that because that's got an error on it. It's top nick. They made 27 million of them, but they're still really hard to find in good nick. And that nice little error on the edge there. Rim cut errors don't normally sell, but when there's sort of some commemorative ones and stuff, they will. You know? That's one of them. and the condition it's in too makes it better. But yeah, if that was a rotate, wow, that would have been amazing. I've had better. I've had them uncirculated. I bought rolls of those back in 2002, put them all in. I actually put them into sleeves and that, you know, had them all there, turned them over and see which ones were rotated. That was the easiest way. Just put them queen in, and then turn it over and get a surprise. Yeah, so yes, and I had them and they sold. So people got uncirculated of them off me. And I think back then, $15, I think, 15, 20 bucks. Uncirculated rotate, 2001 in 2002. It was selling on eBay at that stage, somewhere else. And I did markets too, remember? 2000, no rotate, no mule. That would have been nice. It's still a bit ding, but it's a really rotten metal that year. Cheap, nasty, dings easy. Yeah, they beveled over. These are one of the only coins that you actually see that they're rounded. The edges are really rounded on. I think 2006 might be the same, or was it 10, 13? Anyway, only a couple to go. Oh yeah, you're still there, Jobby? Yeah, most people back at work. Yeah, probably. Yeah, Tuesday. Back doing their ting. And well, doing my job. It's basically 7 days a week. Doing this to find the coins, to show you guys what there is out there. Help is with these visuals and my photos on Facebook. And for me to find the money coins so I can put them on eBay. That's or if anybody contacts me on YouTube, the ones I find are what they want. But that's what I do, man. I've been doing that for, oh man, I was doing markets back in the 90s. Been doing it for decades. That's my job. That's what I do. And like I said, I'll do this all the time, every day. I do it to find coins so I can put on and turn over a living. And because I'm doing it, I may as well do videos and help people with identification. But I don't, you know, that's what I do. So the stuff you see me put away and keep and all that, you know, and you're just seeing somebody that's been selling and he's pulling out the only coins that I even think have a chance. Not that they will, but they've got a chance. All right, a chance if you wanted to sell them later in life or straight away or whatever out of your collection, or knowing that they're worth stuff. But the thing is, it's only a chance that you can even sell your coins. They're really hard. That's the first year, 12.5 mil, 2020. Oh. And then we got the 2021 that came out in 2022. Just the same, no difference. Like the Anzacs, different date. Yeah, 12.5 and 5 mil. And if the 2022s are made and they come out, they're going to be 7.5 million. So a total of 25 mil that they were going to do. Yeah, you can get these, as I said before, you can get them, this die, different to the 99. 99 is locked in at 30 degrees. The 2001 rotate is the whole clock, so it actually turned and kept turning. So you can get every minute of the clock on here. I've seen them back in the eBay days, back in 2005, 4, 3, 2. They were doing full clocks, 60 coins, $1,500 or something for. And then, but the vast majority, that's only a few of them, because everyone's just gone the clock, 1 hour to 12. Well, a normal minted one for your 12, of course. And so they've done the hour going around on these. So I just look for where they stand right out for a rotate. I'm not looking at that minute and that minute and that minute and that minute and minute, whatever it is, to the 1 o'clock. I want it at least 1 o'clock, so it's visually, anything under 1 o'clock is a bit dicey. Pretty dicey. You want it 30 degrees, I reckon, at least under that. Yeah. Unless it's pennies, pre-decimals, then yeah, you can get under that 5 degrees and stuff. You can tell them pretty easy. Anyway, yeah, so I don't look for all those ones. If you've seen, I'm just turning them and just looking for, you know, something that if somebody didn't know what they were collecting but wanted it because they've heard all about it and they actually bought it off me, I want them to be able to spin the coin and see that it's rotated. Not keep sending a message saying, I can't see that it's rotated, I can't see it's rotated. No, because under 30 degrees it's really hard. So don't sell them to anyone because they don't know, because they're just going to believe they've been ripped off. So you want, it's got to be able to stand the test. And 30 degrees is what I suggest. Anything under that, well, you want to be doing all your measurements and getting everything on it, protractors, and making sure your electronic one, you can get them. Yeah, but you want it to stand out. So that's because I sell, I make sure that anything I've got is visual and it's easy to see. You can see it, even a learner, they can see it from the description and they can see what it is. But if you know it's rotated and you know how it works, but beginners don't and they can't see all that, you're going to have trouble. And you're going to have them because, you know, they're learning. You're going to feel anxious, ripped off, so they can't see it. You'll be trying to explain it, just won't get through. So what you do is make sure anything you sell is absolutely clearly visible. It's described exactly. You know, so even just somebody coming on first time can see what it is and understand what it is. That's what I do. And that's why you're getting these videos. And that's why you got the photos. Because I make sure everything is, that anybody buys off me, they know what they're getting, learner or not. And that's why I did the videos I told you before for all the people on eBay ripping everyone off. That's because the counterparts on there were doing all that crap. So I started doing videos, did all the photos to help people identify stuff. But you still got to do your own homework. Yeah, so just, because there's a lot of deception on there. And whatever anybody thinks of me out there, that's not me. And I can tell you that right now. And you can look at my 100%. 5,800, over 23,000 coins I've sold. It says there 9.4 thousand. That's just the post. That's just the sale. But in there, I could have had up to 20 or 30 different coins, error coins and stuff in there too. You know, so on a coin basis, I've sold over 23,000 coins on there. More, probably more than that. So yes, a lot of sales and 100% feedback, and I make sure, just like I explained to you guys, that people can see that when they buy anything. So I don't go stiffing them, and I ain't doing this to help people because I do that. You'd be getting back on me saying, what are you doing? So I'm not two-faced. They're both large head. Oh, were they? I'm pretty sure they were. Well, that's definitely a large head. So we can, that's a definite large head. So let's have a look at these two I put to the side. So the bottom one is the large head. Is it? I mean, I said that, but I might be wrong there too. The bottom one's, the bottom one's the large head, yeah. And the top one's the small head. There you can see really clearly. Look at the difference between the top of the T and the inner rim. And but it's a little bit offset here, so don't go looking at them. And if they were there, like if it was there like that, yeah, a bit risky. You got to go to the first inner dark rim, that little dark rim that's above them. You have to go from there, not up here, because you'll misidentify them. And yeah, that's clearly smaller than that above it. Or larger gap, I should say. It's a smaller head. So yeah, so definitely got small heads, large head. Yeah, so look for them. Yeah, 3 years of donations, yeah. Yeah, 25 million over 3 years, 2021 and 22. So the first ones are 12.5, second 5 mil, and the next one's going to be 7.5. If they've minted them, if they're going to bring them out, who knows? But yeah, 3 years for those. I think I'll put a post there with a link to an old post, link to the press release on it. But I think the press release is still in the mint as well, explaining it all. I think if you search in the mint site, I think it's in the press releases. Or just Google it and go to the press release. And another thing too, I only had those 4 coins that I showed you at the start of this. Remember, that was from what, $380 worth, only the 4. So that was my point of coins that I think going to sell. And of all the coins that were in there, there was Dino. I put them back in. Anzacs. I haven't found any AUSs though. Funny enough. Roadkill. Yeah, so it was a very low amount that I kept because I'm just real fussy on what I want, and it takes so long to put things on eBay, so long to sell, that I can't waste my time with stuff that I just know is going to sit on there for years just waiting. I can't do that. So I've just got to pick out the cream of the crop. So if anybody's going to think of selling and all that, well, you can go all the other stuff, but I've already been there, done that. But things can be different for people depending where they live, how they describe it, if they're genuine and on selling crap. Anyway, it's not that easy when you can't have your pantry full of everything. You're just never getting it on. And if anybody looks at my eBay, you're going to know the guy hasn't put anything on. That's right, I haven't. I've got them all here, and it takes ages to photograph, and I haven't even photoed them all to put them onto eBay, and it takes ages. So I've actually got all my coins to go on there in bags and stuff, all marked up for me to do it, and I just haven't done them. What I've got on eBay is all the silvers and stuff, basically, and a couple of varieties. I just haven't even gone on there to do anything, because it's a nightmare with the amount of coins I got and what I want to put on. Yeah. Anyway, so out of these, what I get in the end, I've got 3 rotate 99s and error 99 with got the cut errors on the flame just there. So got them chips on the edge. Looks like a cog. Then that one was rotate. What was that? The small head. Yeah, that's the small head that I found. It's only just the one. And then these ones rotates. Let me check. Yeah, so rotate and another rotate. Got 2 of them. Oh, that's up close. Anyway, they're both 30 degrees out, so 2 rotates there. And I think this was just a comparison. I think that was another comparison. I've got too many here. Look how many I kept. I don't know. I know there's 2 rotates. I know I've got 3 rotates in there. Error. And I think I've got 2 small heads I kept. I'm not going to pull them all up again. You know what's there and what to look for on them. Errors, rotates, small and large head. 4 Anzacs, didn't get the 17, but we got the 14, 15, and the 18, 14, 15, 16, and 18. We didn't get the 17. Then we got 2 of the known donation coins, 20 and 21. 22. Well, we'll see what happens. They probably minted them, and I dare say they're going to bring them out. They do things pretty early. Top notch error 2001. No rotate, but it's got about 7-8 mil rim cut on it. Error. So, but yeah, nice. Real nice. With the thick, broad 1901 variety. There's thick and thin. I don't know which one's the variety, but there's thin and thick, or broad and narrow, 1901 to get. But yeah, that would have been nice as a rotate. Jeez. Anyhow, 2003 small design, women's suffrage. I put the larges and all that back, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, that measures the same as that. It matches up. I got that black ink on my finger, and you can see it's got prong there on that very first one. The large design, there's hardly any prong at all, and that gap is about 2/3 of that. So yeah, small. Don't want. Be keeping them. Find out which one's which, but I'm sure 2 of them are going to be going back. 2 of them be going back. The donation dollars, don't want. The Tassie Tiger, Tassie Devil, don't want. The Anzacs 14, that's a 17, 14, yeah, I'll keep those ones. That's nearly a set. Keep that one because it's an error and a top neck. And those ones because there's 3 rotates there, and error and a small head, and I'm not sure of one I kept. Oh no, there's 2 small heads, wasn't it? Yeah. So 2 small head. I'm not sure which one's next, I mixed them, but 2 of these are small head. 3 are rotated. And this one's got the cuds on both flames, but it's the large head, that one. And so you get the cuds on the large and the small head, and you can get the rotate on the large head only so far. That's all I found on is the large head. And you can get cuds on the rotate coin too. So yeah, 3 of them are rotates, 2 are small head, standard head, and one error. So that's it. Out of what? 540 coins. And 1 or 2 of these be going back. I don't want the small heads. I'm not keeping them. I just don't want to throw back rotate, so I'm going to do that. But those 2 will be going. So let's just say 2 of them are going, if that's the case. If they're just the small head, just to show that's all they were. The 14 out of here, that's a no-go. I wouldn't be keeping that because I can find better. So that's it. 3 rotate 99s. An error on there. Keeping it because it's nice. It's on both the lower and the upper, which gives it the double cog look. That one definitely gives a good neck with the error. And then the 3 lowest Anzacs. Yeah, that's it. 8 coins out of 540. There you go. That's all I'm keeping. And out of the 50 cents was 4 coins out of 240. That's it. I've got a couple others there, but they're just not money coins. These are the only ones, any chance at all of selling or making anything on or doing anything with them if you were going to start selling. Your own ones you already got, not because you're finding them and selling them, you might already have them. Just giving you an idea, that's all. Not preaching what's what. You guys collect whatever you need. But that's what I'm going to be keeping. That's what I'm going to be ending up putting on eBay at some stage, or down at the market, or on Facebook or YouTube. People asking whatever. That's it. All right. That's where I'm at, and that's what I do. And I've been doing that for 25 years, so I ain't changing. But you get the benefit of seeing what I reckon is the only chance of getting any cash on. The other ones is showing you out there what's there and collect and get, tell you all that. And the ones, yeah. But the bottom line to it is, when you get right down the bottom, these are the only coins that have got any chance of selling. that I've found. All right, that's serious. They're so hard to sell. There's too much competition. Everyone's finding them. Everyone's got them. These Anzacs, I know they're not going to sell. These rotates, I've had them on there since last year. I haven't sold one on eBay. Not one rotate have I sold. So I know they're not a money coin at the moment. They will go. Keep them all. They're a rotate coin. That's all I've got to keep telling them. A rotate coin, and they'll be catching up to all the other rotate coins in price. They have to be, as soon as they start not being able to get found, and that's starting to happen now with me finding them here in Melbourne or my area. So they don't sell. They're not selling. That's not selling. Possibility. That's the only possible one if then the sale is that one. That's a seller. Always are. That is. It's real iffy with them. I've had them on there. I've had them down to $3 and I can't sell them. It's real iffy. You got to have somebody come in that wants them and finds you on there because of the competition. Really hard. So at the moment, I can't say that that's a seller on its own. Putting it together with other ones, yeah, I just sold a lot just before to one of my people that, one of my subscribers. She should have bought off me off here, but she bought off eBay and bought a set of 5 coins that I had together, and Eddie was in there. Free postage, and so did pretty well with the coins that were in there. So I think it would get about what, $2.80 each, $3 each or something like that for the 5 coins. No. Once postage comes out, oh yeah, about that, probably $3 average. But I put a good set together, so you've got to put them in sets. On his own, there's way too many people got them down to even $1.25 and stuff. So, you know, this one is a money coin outright. You got to go uncirculated to get better than that, which is mint set. So, somebody wants one for their set, and they don't want to pay for the mint set. That's third best because almost uncirculated, and then this is so close, and then this. You know, so there is that possibility of finding that next one up, and yeah, almost uncirculated, but really, they don't come across they don't come around very often. Yeah, and I had a roll of them. I didn't have the inner roll. I got off a guy, 25 uncirculated 1969s, and I got them in 2006, and I sold my last one maybe 2015 to 2016. I sold my last one. So it took me 10 years to sell 25 uncirculated 1969. Okay? 10 years. Just to let you know, if you think it's easy, it ain't. Oh, people buy an age. I've told enough anyway. Stiff shit. You know, it's up to them, mate. If they're idiots, they're idiots. That's all I can say. They'll be real sorry when they're only going to get $2 for it. No matter what's on there. I've got one now with a really good error on there with the cold shut retained error, metal error, foreign metal piece being minted with the coin and retained on there, and that's a HH, but they're worth $2. They're $4 uncirculated, but that's been on there. Has been on there for 8-9 months. That's not selling. Extremely hard to sell anything. But anyway, 10 years. And I had a ton of these on over the year. No. And the only way I'm selling them is by putting them in multiple together. Singular nut. These ones, yeah, definite. These ones, yeah, definite. It's a definite. That's a definite. That's a, no, not. You got to put it with stuff. This one, definite on its own with that, yeah. How long it will take, I don't know. but it is. These ones, no. And these ones, no. And everything else, good luck. There's not much out there that's you can sell and whatever. To make anything worth putting it on for anyway, put it that way. All right, so I'm going. Everybody, thanks very much, and I'll be back later. I've got to take I've got 5 buckets of coins. I've got to take them to the bank. Because I tried taking them Thursday and nothing. Anyway, it was all broken and nothing on the weekend. For 5 days, the machine's not been able to take anything. And the other bank, that same thing. Can't put any coins in over the week, the outside one. All stuff, so I'm gathering everyone's going to be down the bank right about now with trolley loads of their coins and putting their coins into the machine because they couldn't do it all weekend and they couldn't do it on Thursday because the bank, for whatever reason, didn't go and change the hopper and on both of them while I was there within the time that the bank was open, and they weren't changing it. And I said to her, what? You're not going to change them until Tuesday, that means, because the bank's all shut. She said, oh, I suppose so. She was the manager. And I'm like, well, they might be getting jacked off because of everyone putting their coins in. The point is, that's personal. They better remember who they're working for. And I'm in there as a customer, and they need to fix up those machines immediately needed. They're getting paid to do it. And it was a Thursday, Good Friday, and the machine wasn't going. All the business owners, everyone coming down with all their coins, and they ain't going to do it. And they were open. They still had a half an hour to go. What was all that about? That was wrong. You can't go personal when you're getting paid, and you're supposed to do it and keep that thing going for everybody. That's it. That's what you do. So they weren't doing their job, and it was the manager as well, so totally not right. I could have argued my head off there, but I couldn't be bothered. It wasn't right. So anyway, I've got to go back down there, and hopefully the thing's working. It want to be, because today might be bite day. I don't take no more crap from someone that's working and getting paid. Well, that's what you're supposed to do. You know, people that get paid doing a job can't just not do it because they don't feel like doing it. If it's in their contract, in their job, that's what they're doing. The Commonwealth Bank prides itself, like everybody else, I'm gathering, on their service to their people that keep them alive and keep their interest to them and not to us. They're there to service. I don't care what it is. They are making $9 billion. They're there to service. Those people are getting paid. They've been told what they've got to do. They're supposed to do it, and they have to do it. That's it. Otherwise, they're shirking their job and getting paid for not doing their job, aren't they? So I'm really jacked off that that they weren't even making a move. I was feeling. Anyway, I had to walk off because that wasn't right. She didn't have no right to do that. That should have been. It should have been done. It's their job. It's not my job to stand there and argue and tell them what they're supposed to do under the contract that they did. They can't just blasely shirk it off and say, oh, I suppose, probably not. What does probably not mean? She's just said to everybody that goes to that bank, don't bring your coins here because we ain't going to change the hopper, even though we got them all. There's tons of people behind the counter. There's about 3 people in the bank, and they still had a half an hour to go. So that's personal, and you can't do that. You can't do that. You know, yeah. Imagine everyone if they, your cops and all that, if it was personal and fine and all that, their personal belief. You can't do it. You're getting paid to do your job. Yeah. So anyway, I'm jacked off, but I'm going to take them all back, and I'm going to make as much noise as I can. They're going to be pouring in there. Just really wasn't right to tell her I wasn't going to do it. I mean, who are you supposed to go to and complain? It was the manager. Who am I supposed to ring them up? The boss. I have to ring up the head office and tell them over that. She was the top of the line. If she's saying no, that's it. Yeah. And I still don't reckon she could call that as no. Not on Thursday when everything was shut Friday. Anyhow, I'm going. I've had my little, what bugs me, what bugaboo, and that does. People getting paid to do a job and they don't do it. Public. Yeah, well, basically any job. You're not getting somebody paid and they're not doing their job. You can't say no when you've been told by the upper management and in your contract, this is what you're to do. How do you say no when you're told this is what you're to do? I just don't understand how they can say no when their directive, they've breached the directive. They're paid, there's a directive, they didn't do it. Why? That's the big question. And if it's personal, you can't do that. Yeah, it's just bad luck, isn't it? I worked in the railways, mate. Anyway, you know, you can't get personal with what went on the trains and what people did, and when I went past them, what they threw at you and spat at you and everything else, they're threatening you, got the guns out, got the bats out, got the knives out, got the texters colouring everything that's going on inside the carriage for me to go in on the Frankston line with 6 guys in their door all telling them to get off the train. Yeah, you know, that wasn't personal. That was what I was told to do by the railways with any vandalism and stuff. But if they hadn't told me to do it, those guys could have coloured that in all day long. And I wouldn't be worried about it because it wasn't a directive. But it was a directive to get them off. So I had to put myself in danger just for them. Anyway, gee, that's to do they have to do their job. You know, that's why burgers get thrown at Macca's. Yeah, it's right. You can't. People have to, if you're paid to do a job, the only person you can say no to is your boss and let him take it out on you and work out what's going on. But you can't tell the public no, because you're paid to do it. You can't say no. You can say no to the boss and standing up for yourself or whatever it is and have, you know, and sorting it out. But you can't do it personal to people when you're paid. That's personal. You're supposed to keep in the directive of being under in the employment and staying within the boundaries and that the company wants you to be as the character for the company. You just can't do it. Only the owner, and you have to go and tell the manager or to them. But when it's a manager does it, who do you go to then? So they breached it. She was in the wrong totally. She was on her phone all the time in there as well. So she was too busy doing all the texting. And so right there, 6 feet away from me, and another person, and didn't care about servicing that or going to tell anybody. It took me 3 attempts from 6 feet away to get her to answer me. So she ignored me for the first 2. Anyway, not happy. Not happy. Commonwealth Bank, suck eggs. All right, I'm going. I'll catch everybody later. I'm going to take these down and see what happens if I get some coins in there and get some coins out of there. All right, so have a good day, everyone, and I'll catch everyone later. Oh, Joe, hello. I forgot to say hello to Joe. Bye. Yeah, see you, Jobby. Thanks for dropping in, dudes. 2 people dropped in. Geez, I'm lucky. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll keep doing them anyway. I said. All right, so anyway, subscribe, share, like, comment, friend me on Facebook, follow me on Facebook, look at the pictures, look at my videos, learn everything. And yeah, that's it. All right, so I'll catch everybody later, and I'll talk to you all then. Bye-bye.